Hello and welcome everyone to another live trivia class with Randi Smith from Peanut Butter Fish Lessons. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm really excited to dive into this fall trivia and learn about owls. So if you have been following along this fall with all of the free mini unit studies, you may know the answers to these trivia questions, and it is now time to test your knowledge. So if you haven't followed along, I would highly recommend going to Peanut Butter Fish Lessons. She always has some really great resources available for free. It changes all the time, so you will always want to go back and check out the new free resources that she has available. She also has some really great unit studies and listen to learn activities on there. So I would highly recommend going and checking that out after this video. So please start by telling us where you're joining us from and who you have joining us. Just share in the comments. I know that we usually get people from all over the world in these live streams, and so I just love to know where you guys are joining us from. We have Candace right now that is live with us. Hi, Candace. I see 11 watchers, so go ahead and comment. We got O from Tennessee with Jessica.
And while you're coming in, we're not going to need this right away, but later in the class, you are going to want to have this printed out. And I'm just going to put this in the comments, Amelia, in case people don't have it yet.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and show me a little chat on the StreamYard here, I can add that to the comments.
So it's from our OWLS mini unit study, and I'm going to take your kids through the following directions portion today. So if you have time to print while we're doing the trivia, print the owl picture. You can download this for free. So I've just shared the link with Amelia. If you print the owl picture, you're going to want one per child that wants to color along. And if you didn't do any of our unit studies, don't worry. The trivia should, oh no, we ran out of ink in our printer. Okay, some of ours are really easy just to do on paper, but I think this one, since it has these cute little owls, would be hard to do just on paper. But you can still do the trivia portion with us, Caitlin.
Okay, I just posted the link. We have Caitlin from Iowa and Nicole from California. Hi guys, thanks for joining us. Looks like we got 19 people here now. I think this is so much fun, especially if you have a bunch of people that are able to join in. It makes it a lot more fun.
Yes, so even if you haven't done our unit studies, you should be able to take a guess at our trivia questions because they're all multiple choice. So you don't need to have studied ahead of time.
Hi, Candace. Thanks for joining us. Okay, it looks like we've got 20 people joining us so far. Are you guys...
Do you want me to go ahead and get started?
I think that we're just about ready to get started. Go ahead and drop an emoji in the comments if you're ready to go ahead and get started on the fall trivia questions.
So we have mini unit studies that release each week, and so we're in our fall season of these. So what we're going to do is we're going to start back from the end of August and go through week by week of what the different subjects were. And then this week's unit study is owls. So that is what our following directions will be for after the trivia. And so each week when these drop, they drop on Sunday nights and then they're free for the week. And you can download them, have them forever then. So we are going to go ahead and go back to August if anybody has done any of these. And we had a harvest mini unit study then.
All right, looks like we're all ready to get started.
All right. So here is our first question. Is which of these following holidays is not a harvest celebration? So there's lots of harvest celebrations around the world, but one of these is not one of those harvest celebrations. So which is not a harvest celebration? Thanksgiving, Nowruz, Pongal, or Sukkot? Which one of those do you think is not a harvest celebration?
So Jessica is guessing B, Nowruz, and I'm guessing the same.
Do we have any other guesses? It's okay if you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Just jump in there and take a guess.
Is finding out the answer. So Caitlin, Nicole, what are your guesses?
Nobody's brave enough? Oh, we do. Okay.
Yep, we've got Caitlin believes that it's Pongal. Nicole and Amanda both think that it is B, Nowruz. So what is the answer, Randy?
The answer, most of you got right, is Nowruz, which is actually the Iranian New Year, and it's in springtime. So we've got, obviously, Thanksgiving celebrated in the US and Canada and a few other countries around the world. Pongal is a harvest celebration in India, and Sukkot is a Jewish harvest holiday. All right, good job. Then next week we moved on to Labor Day. We learned all about the history of Labor Day. So who knows what big change in history changed how people worked and eventually led to Labor Day? Was it the women's movement? Was it World War II? Was it the Great Depression? Or was it the Industrial Revolution? So there's all big events in history, but which one do you think led to Labor Day? And I don't know if all these B's here, World War II, are the new ones or from the old question.
So Amanda, Selena, and Michelle were both answering, all three of them were answering the previous question. It looks like Selena and Michelle are answering D, the Industrial Revolution. And Nicole is answering Industrial Revolution as well. And so is Amanda. So it's pretty unanimously Industrial Revolution. I'm going to say the same. I think that it was.
All right, everybody's in agreement. And you are all correct. The Industrial Revolution was from 1760 to 1840. And this changed. A lot of people worked on their own land at that point in time before this and farmed. And then factories were built in cities. So it was a big change. People moved to cities, they got jobs, and it led to lots of not great practices in the factories, which is how we ended up with Labor Day a while later. All right, good job.
Hi, Heather. Thanks for joining us.
And then fall leaves is our next topic. So who knows why leaves change color in the fall? What causes them to change color? Is it just because they dry out? Is it that the red and yellow pigments, which are just the chemicals that give the leaf color, do those increase when the days are shorter? Is it the chlorophyll, which is the green pigment, decreases when the days are shorter? Or is that the chlorophyll changes color, the actual pigment changes color in the fall? What do you think happens to make the leaves change color?
I just have to say that we had so much fun gathering all of the fall different activities this year. There's so many fun activities out there for doing things with fall leaves. Where that's I saw one that was doing pottery, coloring the pottery with leaves. That one was so cool. There was different leaf unit studies, identifying leaf. There's so many fun things in the fall with leaves.
And there's a whole science experiment. There was a YouTube link in this unit study about how you can actually grind up the leaves in the water and see the pigments and stuff.
Yeah.
We're kind of all over the place.
I'm going to guess C, that the green pigment
decreases. All right, we kind of have a lot of answers. Amelia and whoever guessed C is correct. So if you look at this picture here and you look at that leaf on the right, so it's like orange and yellow and you can see the green veins a little bit, that is where the chlorophyll is decreasing, and the red and yellow have been there all summer. They just weren't shining through till now. So as the green decreases, you start to see the colors that have been underneath all summer. So when I learned that, I thought that was pretty cool, that those colors are there, they just can't show because the green chlorophyll is over the top of them. All right, then hurricanes can be common in the fall. So that was our next subject. So what does it mean when we hear the category number has gone up for a hurricane? So you might hear on the news like it's category 1 and then it's category 2. All the way up to 5. So what does that mean? Does it mean A, the speed has reached a new level, meaning the speed of the winds in the hurricane? Is it the size of the storm has increased, so it's covering more area? Does it mean the amount of flooding from that storm will have increased? Or does it just mean it's getting closer to land, so it's just always going to go up as it gets close to land? What do you think that number means?
I'm going to guess that it is A, the speed has reached a new level. And it looks like Amanda is also guessing the same. And Lauren, hi. She is guessing B, the size of the storm has increased.
All right, we kind of seem to be in the A and B.
Pretty much. It looks like everybody's sticking with the A or B.
All right. It is A. The speed has reached a new level. So I just included what each number means here. So when you hear that the number has gone up, then the speed has increased. And so with the speed of the winds increasing, damage will increase. So obviously we don't want that number to go up. If there's a hurricane, we want it to go down. All right. Then we moved on to apple trees, which is a common fall thing to learn about. So here's my question to you, for you. Where did apple trees first grow? So I'm talking like wild apple trees, a couple thousand years ago. Where do you think they first grew? Do you think it was North America, Australia, South America, or Central Asia? Where did they first grow wild? And there's many that think apple trees were like the first tree that humans started growing like on purpose as farmers.
I'm going to guess D, Central Asia. What do you guys think?
Ooh, Natalie's getting very specific here. Any other guesses? You said D, right?
I did.
All right, D is the answer. And Natalie, I'm pretty sure it is Kazakhstan, but Google it and make sure. Because it's been a few weeks since I made that unit study. So sometimes I dump information out when I move on to a new topic. So, but I'm pretty sure it is Kazakhstan. All right. Then we moved on to white-tailed deer. This was actually, I think, our most popular unit study this fall. So, who are white-tailed deer most closely related to? Is it cows, moose, bears, or foxes?
I'm going to say A, cows. I think that they're
Huh?
more closely related to cows. So we've got 15 people watching, so you guys put your guesses in. If you know the answer, definitely one
Amanda
white
thinks
tailed
it's
deer are most
moose.
closely related to.
We have a few moose guesses.
I'm probably going to be outvoted again.
I think you are. Oh my gosh, yes. Everybody says moose.
Okay, let's see.
And that
Ah,
is correct. So in the center is a moose, and on the right is a deer. So you can kind of see some
mm-hmm.
similar body shape, the antlers. They both have hooves, which goes to your cows as well. So they do belong to like a bigger group of animals called ungulates, I believe is how you say it, which means they have hooves. And here's a fun little fact. There is a law, I think it's Bergman's law is the name of it, and it doesn't apply to all animals, but it does apply to many mammals, that as they get further from the equator, they get bigger. The idea being that they've got to keep warm, so they need more body mass to keep warm in the winter. So if you think about moose and deer and where they live, it fits that law. So I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't know there was such a law as that. All right, let's move on. Then we talked about maple syrup. And this was kind of a funny one. 'Cause this was suggested for my readers as a fall topic. And so when I went to actually make it, I was like, oh, we actually don't tap the trees till the late winter. So it's really more of a winter topic. So you could do it now, you could do it in the winter. But here's the question. How old does a maple tree need to be to tap it for sap? So if you think of like a little tiny maple tree, we're not tapping that for sap, but how old do you think it needs to get before we're going to tap it? Do you think it's 4 years, 10, 40, or 75 years that farmers have to wait?
I believe that it is B, 10 years.
10 years. All right. You got any other guesses? We got 4 years, 10 years. Just waiting to see if anybody else is going to guess.
I don't know about you guys, but I am so looking forward to doing maple syrup candy in the winter. That is so fun. In the snow.
All right. I'm going to share the answer. It is 40 years.
Really?
Can you imagine
Wow.
planting trees knowing that you are probably not going to tap them yourself, that you're going to pass that on to your kids? Isn't that crazy? So
That is
here's a
crazy.
tree with the tap in it. You literally put a tap into the tree and it drains, the sap drains out into the bucket. So, and sugar maples is a common maple tree to use for this, and they live up to 300 to 400 years. So you're still going to get a lot, maybe not you, but people will still get a lot of sap from the trees. But yeah, you have to wait 40 years.
That's crazy.
It
I had no
is
idea.
really look into the future. All right, then we moved on to pumpkins. So here's your question. What group or groups do pumpkins belong to? Are they fruit? Are they a vegetable and a squash? Are they a fruit and a gourd? Are they a vegetable? All right, so what do you think?
We have a
Could
few
just belong to
newer
one? It
people.
might belong to more than one of those.
We have a few new people that just joined. Hi guys, thanks for joining us. If you guys haven't already taken a look at the fall unit studies that Randi did, she did a mini unit study every week for the fall, and we're just going over fun trivia questions. If you've done the unit studies, you will know the answers. Otherwise, we get to learn the answers or show our knowledge here.
And no worries, Lorena. I figured it was your kids.
We have had that happen before. We've had a
No
cat
worries at all.
and kids, so.
All right, we've got somebody guessing vegetable and squash. I think Jessica's guess was for this question, vegetable. Any other guesses?
Looks
And
like
Amelia, what do you think?
I'm gonna guess a vegetable and a squash. So number 2.
Any other guesses? Have we stumped you all?
I think so.
All right. Well, no one has gotten it. It is a fruit,
Really?
not a vegetable. So a fruit is something that grows on a plant and it holds the seeds inside of it. So many things we call vegetables are really fruits. So a pumpkin is a fruit, and it's also a gourd. So squashes are gourds. All these things in this picture here are gourds. And basically a group of plants or fruits that have a thick skin around them. All right. So Heather's team over there got it. Good job. And Natalie got it too. Good job. All right. Then we moved on last week to the full moon because last Saturday, like 5 days ago, was a full moon. It's a hint I'm giving you. Saturday was a full moon. So what phase is the moon in right now? If you go outside tonight and look at it, what phase will you see? Will you see a new moon, a waxing gibbous, a quarter moon, and it would be the last quarter in the cycle, or would it be a waning gibbous? What phase is the moon in right now?
I'm gonna guess B, waxing gibbous.
And we asked this question in an earlier trivia session this afternoon, and I don't think anybody got it right. So we'll see. Jessica says C, the quarter moon. Amanda says D. So we're a little all over the place. And an A, so we are all over the place.
So we have officially guessed every answer, guys. Good job. Way to cover our bases.
Someone is right. All right, are we ready? It is a waning gibbous. So when you go outside tonight, your moon, if you can see it and it's not cloudy, should look like this one in the picture. So waxing is when what we see of the moon is getting bigger until we get to the full moon. And then waning is when what we see is getting smaller until we can't see it, and that's a new moon. So it is a waning gibbous. Gibbous just means you can see more than half of it. So there's one as it's getting bigger called the waxing gibbous, and then one as it is getting smaller called the waning gibbous. So somebody got it. Who was it? Amanda got it. Good job. All right. So that is it for our trivia questions. I'm going to give you a minute to, if you haven't already printed this, if you have this, and the link is in the thread here, this is a free unit study you can grab. I also had shared it in the instructions, or not instructions, the description of the event earlier this week. So you might have already grabbed it earlier this week, but you're going to want one picture for each kid. And you're going to want some colored pencils or markers or crayons or something like that. And then I'm going to read directions. And everybody's going to learn some facts about owls. So even if you don't have this picture, just do some coloring and learn some facts about owls. And if you have the picture, each fact comes with a direction of something to do with your paper. So take a minute. Kids need to stretch. You can pretend you're an owl. Spread your wings really wide. Okay, that'd be a good way to stretch. How about if you are ready, you share an emoji. Thank you, Amelia, for sharing that again. Why this? Okay. I don't know if we lost Amelia. Can somebody put in the comments if we're still live? Oh, there she is.
Yep, I'm still here.
Okay.
I just wanted to go. I'm going to go ahead and full screen you so that people can be able to see the instructions better.
Gotcha. All right, we have some people that are ready. All right, very good. Gotta put on my glasses. All right, so today we are going to learn about some different owls. But first, let's talk about characteristics that all owls have in common. So owls are nocturnal, and this means they're active at night and they rest during the day. So color the eyes of the owl in the bottom left corner yellow. You may also write nocturnal somewhere on your paper if you would like. Read the direction again, and parents, if your kids don't understand like bottom left yet, just go ahead and show them which owl I'm talking about. So you're going to color the eyes of the owl in the bottom left corner yellow. And if you want, you can write nocturnal somewhere on your paper. And nocturnal is spelled Nocturnal. Nocturnal. All right, so you all should have colored your northern saw-whet owl. Like this little bug that's been flying around here. All right, number 2. Owls are birds of prey. They hunt small animals such as mice, chipmunks, small birds, frogs, snakes, and even fish. Their large eyes help them hunt at night. Write hunters somewhere on your paper. Talk a little bit more about their eyes in a minute. So go ahead and write hunters somewhere on your paper. All right, number 3. They catch the animals in their powerful talons, which are claws at the ends of their toes. Color the feet and talons of the great horned owl in the top row black. So the direction is color the feet and talons of the great horned owl in the top row black. All right, so right here, look at how big those talons are. Wait till you learn how tall a great horned owl is. If it's not in the directions, note somewhere. It's not in the directions, remind me at the end to tell you how tall they are. All right, we are on to number 4. We're back to the eyes. So their eyes can only see right in front of them. Have you ever noticed that compared to other animals? Lots of animals have their eyes on the sides of their heads. But look, owls look straight ahead. They can only see right in front of them, so their heads are able to turn all the way to the back, allowing them to see 360 degrees around them. Color the head and wings of the burrowing owl in the middle of the top row, dark brown. I'll read that again. Color the head and wings of the burrowing owl in the middle of the top row, dark brown. And their heads actually turn more than just to the back. So without moving the rest of their body, they can turn their head to the back and over to here. So it's really like, oops, excuse me. It's really like 540 degrees or something like that they can swivel their head. Crazy. All right. Owls have dense feathers, which makes them look bigger than they really are. Color the northern hawk owl in the bottom row, shades of gray and brown. Let's just pick out some grays and browns. Okay, so if you lifted up their feathers and looked at their bodies, you'd see that they're really skinnier than you might think. So the direction was color the northern hawk owl in the bottom row, shades of gray and brown. And I chose him for this direction because he's like the chubbiest looking owl there. Doesn't he look thick? All right, there are about 200 different species of owls, and they vary in size. So this is why I told you I was going to tell you about. The great horned owl is one of the biggest. So color the owl in the upper right corner tan with a dark brown wing. Okay, I'm going to tell you how tall he can grow. He can grow 3 feet tall. So picture if you've got a yardstick. I'm wondering if that's even taller than any of you, but can you imagine walking along in the woods and seeing a 3-foot tall owl? So let me read that direction to you again. Color the owl in the upper right corner, tan, with a dark brown wing. So it was the one yes, 3 feet. Can you imagine, Amelia, walking through the woods and seeing that? It's crazy. All right, we're moving on. Number 7. The northern saw-whet owl in the bottom left corner of the paper is one of the smallest at just 7 to 8 inches. About this. Color its head and spots on its body brown and the rest of its body light tan. Okay, so this is the northern saw-whet owl in the bottom left corner. And the direction is to color its head and spots on its body brown and the rest of its body light tan. So this guy right here, just 7 to 8 inches tall. Have a great hearing, but their ears are small openings hidden beneath their feathers. Okay, so you might think it's those feathers up on top. Those are just feathers. The long-eared owl really has long tufts of feathers on its head, not long ears. Color its shades of gray and brown with yellow eyes. So you need to find the long-eared owl and color its shades of gray and brown with yellow eyes. So remember, those are feathers at the top of his head, not ears. All right, we're at number 9. Owls live in all parts of the world except Antarctica. The barn owl is the most widely distributed across the world, so just spread across the world. Give the barn owl in the bottom row a light tan face and chest, and then color the rest of it medium brown. So read that again. Give the barn owl in the bottom row a light tan face and chest, and color the rest of it medium brown. And if you grab the unit study, you'll find there's another activity in it that has one of the most common owls on each of the continents, and then for the Arctic that you can cut out their labels and glue them on so you can get an idea of some of the different owls that live around the world. Do they, Amelia? Do you know how wide their wingspan is? The neat thing, but also the hard thing about this unit study was keeping it small, because I have like this very distinct set that I do for these mini unit studies, but you could spend so much time learning about owls. I had to really like make sure I did not cover lots of things I would have wanted to. So Amelia says barn owls have a huge wingspan.
Yeah, there's been several occasions where we will be driving down a road late at night and a barn owl will be also flying down the road. And its wingspan would touch from about the tip of both sides of the rearview mirror. So
Okay.
huge wingspan for like a standard truck. Take up the whole windshield, and they would just fly right over the car, no problem.
Wow.
But every
That's
single time,
neat.
it was
We
very
hear
startling.
owls from our house, but we don't see them. They stay hidden. All right, we got 2 directions left. The snowy owl lives in the Arctic regions of North America and Eurasia. Leave much of the snowy owl white, but give him yellow eyes and some gray spots on his wing and head. So leave much of the snowy owl white, but give him yellow eyes and some gray spots on his wing and head. So here's our snowy owl. He's kind of thick looking too, but he's got to stay warm because he lives way up near the North Pole. All right, our last one. Owls make a distinct sound that sounds like whoo, whoo. Have you ever heard that? One of the most powerful sounds comes from the barred owl, and it can carry for half a mile. Color the middle and top of the barred owl dark brown, and the bottom a grayish tan. Okay, so color the middle and top of the barred owl dark brown, and the bottom a grayish tan. That's this guy here. All right, and then we should have all our owls colored, right? If you want to add anything to them, feel free to finish coloring your picture. All right, but hopefully you learned something new about owls today. And if you grab the mini unit study, you will learn even more about owls. It has some book suggestions, videos. It has listening and learn if you want to do it again. It has the activity of the world map with the different owls that live on different continents. It has some hands-on science and art activities. It has a little quiz for you just for fun. And you will learn some stuff about owls, but you definitely might want to go and learn more on your own. Could not cover everything.
So, are you going to be continuing to do the free mini unit studies through the winter? Are we going to be getting into some winter topics?
We are. So we've got marshmallows coming up this Sunday, and then pine cones, and that kind of ends the fall. We're doing digestion for Thanksgiving. That was a request from one of our readers. And I'm going to be making some other body system unit studies to go with it. So those won't be free, but digestion will be free. There'll always be a free one each week. Then we're going to do 4 weeks of December holidays. And I'm not going to remember them all off the top of my head. We're going to do Advent, we're going to do St. Nicholas Day, and then I think it's like St. Lucia Day. I have it all written down in my calendar. And then kind of a Christmas around the world. And then we'll pick up with winter in January. So there's a lot of families that do each mini unit study each week. So it's important to keep them going.
Yes, they seem like a lot of fun. I've downloaded some, and I really think that you do a lot of good work putting them together. And I really appreciate gathering all of the additional resources, because being able to like look out for those, whether those at like local store, or whether that you can get those books through like your Libby app or at your library. Being able to have those additional reading books actually does save time for people, I'm sure. So I want to hear
Yes.
from you guys. What was your favorite fact that you learned today? We still have 12 people with us, so I want to know, share in the comments, what was your favorite fact you learned today? I would have to say that the fact about maple trees made me very grateful for someone many, many years ago who started the trees that gave me maple syrup for my French toast this morning. So, very grateful for that fact. What was your favorite fact from the trivia that you put together today?
And while we're waiting to see what people comment, also when you're looking at those books and the unit studies, many libraries have a link to Hoopla, which is like you can read books on your computer then. So always look at that because then you can get it immediately downloaded. I mean, you're still borrowing it. It's just for a few weeks. And then what was I going to say? And another thing I love is I've had a couple families say that since they've been doing our unit studies, it's given them kind of like a structure and the confidence to pull their own unit studies together on topics they want to study. So that is something I love hearing too. That's
Oh,
kind of my
that's
goal
so
is like,
encouraging.
I'll pull all this together, but you could also do this if there's some other topic I don't have. All right,
Yeah, that
Jessica
must be super
like
encouraging.
learning about the snowy owls. They're fun.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us here today. I'm also going to go ahead and drop a link to our YouTube channel. We actually have a bunch of other really fun videos that Randi has done. I would highly recommend going and watching those as well. There's some really fun trivia that she does. I really love the videos that you put together. Thanks so much for joining us today, Randi. And I'm
Thank you
really
for
looking
hosting.
forward to our next trivia.
We'll see you at the end of December.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.